history.
You get one?
There we go. All right, so it's a special thing today. We're going to be talking about the good and the bad and the ugly of Topless Tuesday. So
There you go.
That's what it's all about. It's the Bob and Tam show, and we got a live meet and greet coming up soon, so that'll probably be coming on after this. But Topless Tuesday is tomorrow, so we just want to talk a little bit about real quick and give you guys a hindsight if you've never been there, or if you've been there and you didn't really quite understand what the heck was going on. So a couple of things we want to let you know about is we've only been out there a few times, but last year we were kind of working with the promoter, which is actually Steve. Just to make sure everybody know, he's actually the guy that puts the show on.
You don't really see him much.
He's running around crazy. This poor guy's got a real job. He's been doing this, I think it's like his 13th year. Very nice guy. That's about where we leave it at, because there's a lot of other stuff that's going on there. There's a lot of other people that try to get involved with what's going on. You know, the lady that owns the bar, that's a whole nother story, which we won't get into. There's a guy that invests money into this. That's a whole nother story. So we're going to talk about a little bit about what to expect if you come out there. One of the things that was announced this year is you'll have to buy, if you want beer, you're going to have to buy a ticket to take and get your beer.
Yeah.
So you need to buy that as soon as you get there. It'll probably be out in the parking lot. I kind of texted him. Look on here, make sure he didn't text me back, just to see if he had any other information he wanted to give me this year. So that's the other thing. You cannot use the tickets in the bar. She's a whole separate operation going on. Once the parking lot out front gets full, it's done. If you're not there by 10:30, 11 o'clock, you're not going to get to park out front. You're going to be parking in the field next door. We haven't had a lot of rain. I don't know what out there how the rain is, but not too big a deal.
He hasn't written back.
So, yeah, he didn't write back, so he's probably busy today, so he may not have got, this was kind of a last minute. We've been wanting to do this for all week, but we didn't get a chance to get this up and tell you what's going on. So that's the way it is. The actual show, the Topless contest, does not start till 2 p.m. Before that, they start, basically, you if you've never been out there, they've got kind of like a lean-to, I don't know what you want to call it, a carport, what do you call that? What do you call that thing there?
Cargo.
No, I don't know.
Carport. I don't know.
It's a pavilion. That's what I wanted. It's a pavilion that's covered up. It's not real big. It's long and skinny. If you're not getting there early, everybody stands up all the way through it. There is some picnic tables, but if you're going to sit there, you're not going to watch the show. They do have some food out there. They have some vendors out there. Actually, at 9 o'clock in the morning, he starts. I think they got burritos or something like that going on that you can start having breakfast. So that's a good thing that's kind of going on. So that's kind of that. Let you know that you need to get there very, very early if you want to get up front. Some of the bad things about what goes on there. One, everybody, there's going to be probably 200-300 people, maybe 500 people underneath this pavilion, and they're all going to hold their phones up as high as they can get it standing up. So if you're standing in the back, you're not really going to see a whole lot of nothing. The girls sometimes drop to the stage floor and they do some
crazy things.
Yep, and you ain't seeing none of that. I was on a picnic table and I couldn't see any of that sitting on top of a picnic table filming last year. So there you go.
You could probably see from waist up, but that was about it.
Yeah. And so, that's one of the problems that we see right off the bat if you're coming there, that a lot of people complain about. They don't see a lot of that. Now, before it all starts, everybody's outside having drinks, getting food, buying T-shirts, all that. There's a lot of girls that are flashing out there. Some of them's got pasties on. So you get
Some of them are painted.
Yep. So you get a little bit of action out there in the front before the show starts. So you can see that if you don't end up getting close enough to see what's going on up front. So that's kind of that. What they do for the contestants is they give you a shirt similar to this, that they have you take your shirt off, your bra and all that, and put this shirt on top of a picnic table.
And then you're one of the contestants, and
Yep.
you go around in the back.
Yep. So then you go around to the back, and there isn't, you're in the back. What goes on in the back?
So what they do is they take your name and everything. They give you a T-shirt. They help you cut it up. If you don't know how to cut up your own T-shirt, some of those girls, they do this all the time, so they know what to do and how they want it. So if not, there's some girls back there that will help you cut them up and make them look really cute and nice and all that stuff. So you sign your name up. They give you that, and they're giving the girls tons of shots back there. It's all you can drink back there. I think they had different kinds of tequila, all different kinds of stuff. So get you drunk. There's some people back there. If you want to get oiled down, they'll oil you all down. And then they had some little different things that you could put on, some little antenna things, a tutu, some layas. But most girls don't want to do that. I mean, I don't know why you want to lay it because it's a wet t-shirt contest. So anyway, so you're back there and they do all that, and then usually they have the girls all go up to at once. But last year there was 50 girls, too many to put on the stage all at once.
So I'll talk a little bit about that.
We get our drinks.
This is where it kind of got chaos there last year. Normally there's about 20 so girls that do this. Pretty much all the bartenders that are outside, they're all topless, so it's not like, you know, if you're going to be in the contest, you're going to be the only girl there. There's a lot of girls that come back every year and do this. Some of them may not be back this year. We're going to explain a little bit of what happened last year. Like I say, Steve is the guy that runs the show. You know, we talked to him a little bit after the fact. He never really gets to see the show and see what's going on. There's a guy up on the stage, Tom. He's also got an announcer up there. Tom's the guy that pours the water on and all that type of thing. And then there's an announcer, and there's also a band up there that plays before everything starts. And then they play a little bit of music while the girls are up there dancing or whatever they're doing at that thing. So here's where the chaos happened last year. They tried to get all 50 girls on the stage last year. Couldn't fit them all up there. So Tom, which is the guy that pours the water on, and he's also the guy that's got the decibel meter, he slides the first 12 over to the side. There's another stage, which is part of it, decking that goes off to the side. He said, you go over there and you entertain all those people over there. So that was kind of that. So then they started bringing all the other girls up, and so they decided what they were going to do. Instead of doing an individual contest, they decided they were going to do all 12 at a time, groups of 12. So instead of holding your hand over each girl, they kind of did the whole group. So the bad news, first of all, that I seen when they were doing that was if you had to be the hottest girl and you happened not to be with the hottest of other girls, you could lose just based on that. It ended up being when they went through all the groups, and this takes a couple hours to do all this, that ended up being that, which I filmed it all. I filmed it all. I have evidence of all this stuff. If somebody wants to see it, let me know. But I also did the crowd. I spun the camera around each time that they applauded for each group and things like that. So the very last group that got up on the stage, they were the ones that ended up winning the whole thing. Well, then what ended up happening was the 12 girls that were over here on the side, they never got a chance to compete. They weren't very happy.
What they did was when they were over there on the side, they all of a sudden they heard them distributing the money out, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, we never even got voted on. We came up, they danced around, they poured the water on them, and then they went off to the side. Well, these other girls, they kept having them come up in groups, and then they eliminated those groups. They got down to this one group, they picked the girl, the winner, and that was it. And the girls that he pushed off to the side, the very first group,
might have won. They looked like they might have been bartenders from inside Sturgis that might have came out there. You know what I'm talking about when you talk about some of those girls. And nothing wrong with them, but they weren't very happy at all. Actually, their boyfriends wanted them to push the guy off the stage, and they were going to talk to him. So that's the only thing that we wanted to kind of tell you about this, that if you're somebody that wants to go out there, now if you just want to go out there and you want to be a contestant, you just want to have fun, you're going to have some fun going out there, and you're going to enjoy yourself. And if you're a girl, you're going to have fun. We even had a girl last year that had a mastectomy. Everybody applauded her. You know, she hadn't had any cosmetic surgery. Everybody applauded her. There's girls of all different sizes, different colors, different races. I was going to say races, but color and race is the same thing. But so, you know, that part is probably really good. But if you're going out there to try to win the $3,000, or I got a thing that I'll put on the thumbnail, which is actually their flyer of the event. What they do, they give away some pretty good money for the top 5 or 6 places. It's a very large amount of money, probably better than any place out here during the Sturgis rally. But if the best people don't win it, and then what they were ended up doing was, instead of buying a professional decibel meter, they downloaded an app on their phone and they were using that. I think that might have been the problem, because depending on how quality of your phone is and the speaker is, and which way you're pointing it towards the crowd, might be the problem why the one group that actually got the least amount of applause was the one that actually won, which I didn't see any of that till I started editing my video, because what I did is when I had one camera on, each time I panned the audience as they were applauding. So I could actually see on my decibel meter when I'm editing, I could see that what the actual applause level was. Now the poor girls, the 12 that never got voted on, who knows what they would have got, but they never had that opportunity. And then they didn't give the opportunity for each single girl to have their chance based on their looks or their personality or their abilities or their body parts. So all that is that's just what we wanted to say. So that's kind of what today's all about. We just wanted to give you, anybody that's going out there, it's a great time. It's been going on for 12 years. I think this is going to be his 13th year that has it. Most people go out there and say they have a great time. Some people get mad because when it gets crowded out there, there's going to be several thousand, could be 5,000. Nobody counts anybody, so who knows how many's out there. It gets packed. It's hard to get a drink once it gets crowded. Once the show starts, it's just, he may move things around this year. We tried to get a hold of him to, when I talked to him in January, he said everything was pretty much the same. He wasn't changing anything. So I just seen that he announced that you have to get tickets now to buy your beer or pick your beer up. I think he's just trying to stop the girls from having to deal with money. So at that's kind of what it is. But I mean, don't hesitate to go out there. We're going to go out there and film the beginning of it. We're not staying for the actual contest. We just like, a lot of you subscribers of ours will be out there checking it out. We come out there kind of to greet you. It is a fun event, and not saying that you shouldn't go. If you plan on going, go. But if you want to be in the contest, if you're going to show up at 2 o'clock and think you're going to see something, it's going to be tough. Unless you got some stilts or a ladder you bring along, you can stand on the back of it.
Or you get there super early and you're right in front of the stage.
Yeah. So that's kind of what it is. And there'll be plenty of videos up on the internet. Just to go out there and stand in the back, there's probably 1,000 people there. Well, several hundred. I don't know if there's 1,000 filming, but there's a lot of. I never counted all the cameras that were up in the air, but everybody.
We've got a count on the Main Street too.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not for this. So at that's what we're going to leave it at. Let me see if anybody had any questions that they wanted to say. Oh, one person, Jeff said, bring water. Yes. That's not a bad idea because there is no water out there other than buying a bottle of water.
It's in Alzada, Montana.
Hands down winner was in that group.
In the ones that were pushed off the stage.
Yeah, which I would have said that too, but I didn't want to say that. Cool Web, and I did. So yeah, that's the only thing from when you look at this kind of stuff, when you have a contest like that, and we see this in other places. We've seen down in Dirty Harry's, down in Daytona, it looked like to us the same person kept winning. Scooter Trap, Scotty's already here. He pulled up out front.
I saw him a minute ago.
So I'm just kind of looking through here just to see if anybody had any. Yep, we heard Olivia Newton-John. Neil just told us that she just passed away.
Still be praying for Mike. Mike's still down and under.
Yeah. So we're gonna switch over here in a few minutes. We'll go live with our meet and greet for a while. Since we got the computer, we can kind of let it run for a while and see what happens. I may only be on YouTube with it instead of putting it on Facebook and all that too. Make sure there's no more comments. Anybody else had anything else that they wanted to know? Like I say, one more last thing was make sure it's not a bad idea to bring some water in your bike. Don't bring any beer or nothing like that. Yeah, bug spray.
I got bit up like crazy.
And it's going to be pretty warm tomorrow. It's going to be in the high 90s by tomorrow. So, make sure it's out. A lot of times they don't allow you to stop at the Montana sign. They've got some signs out there telling you last 2 years, do not stop and take pictures. There's a cop not very far away from that. And in Montana, it is legal to be topless. So they have a lot of topless events out there. So don't worry about that. Harley Went Forever said, 10 a.m. is a good time to get there. So that's always a good time to get out there by that time. But like I say, if you're there after 11, you're not going to find a place to park.
We didn't actually ride today. We went out to the Legends ride. It doesn't start till 3 o'clock, and we already had this planned. So we went out there, and we got
our ride's on Wednesday. So we're going to leave that because this is the end of this.
All right.
So let's wrap this up.
Thanks a lot for coming out. Subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Think about Patreon. We'll see you on the next video.
Maybe we'll see you out there in Alzada at Topless Tuesday tomorrow. And we'll be out there early. Like I say, we'll be going way before 2.
Want to ride with us?
And we're going to head out probably about 8 o'clock to get out there extra early. And we got some other YouTubers that we know that's going to be out there too. They're going to get out there early and have a good time. And for us, it just isn't worth it anymore to film that. There's enough things out here to see that we've got a lot of footage already for Patreon. And, oh yeah, a whole lot of stuff. And so we've got plenty to give you. And we'll probably have a lot of it out there with the girls out front. Probably have the same girls that flashed me the first year. They'll probably be more than happy to flash me again. So we'll have some of their photos too. So with that, we're going to leave you guys, and we'll see you out here because we're here all the way through the weekend. Yep. So a lot more lives coming. So see you later.
Bye. Bye.